Welcome back to another Wrestling Aroundup with me, Terry Peters. I'm joined with my illustrious guests as always. I can't remember their nicknames because I'm a terrible human being. Aaron Franklin, how are we doing?
I think you'll find it's a world-class wrestling journalist, Aaron Franklin.
There you go. You've introduced yourself. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Excellent. I'm very well. Thank you. Very well.
Can you not remember Lou's either?
No. Lou, introduce yourself.
I can't remember that now.
I'll do it.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
We are joined by, fucking hell, it's the ever-present, world-renowned Lou Markham. That's it, isn't it?
Thank you. Yes, it was, yeah. Got called Wonderful once on the Colourholic podcast, but no one calls me. It's fine.
Would you like us to start calling you the Wonderful?
The ever-present, world-renowned, wonderful Lou Markham, yeah, please.
There you go.
I'm forwards.
How are you doing?
For massive dick. Yeah. I'm good. Thanks.
You've got a massive dick.
Add that on the end as well. Big schlong.
Big schlong Lou.
Yeah.
Bob, how are we doing?
Glorious. He's back.
Excellent. He's back.
He's out of the cupboard.
He
He's back. He was back last week, wasn't he?
It looks like he's got a bit of a package on your shoulder, actually.
Yeah, I can't get him. So I've moved the light behind the sofa, so he won't stand exactly where I want him to. It's too high there. Like he's tilted.
Bob's having a nightmare here.
Yeah,
There we go. Away a bit.
There we go. See him.
God.
More than me. That's better,
Bob.
isn't it?
Anyway, we are here for...
Looks naked now.
He does, actually. Are you naked?
Yes.
Excellent. We are here for wrestling news. It's going to be very AEW heavy this week. We're going to kick things off with MJF. He's no-showed a meet and greet on the night before Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
He sure has, and he almost no-showed Double or Nothing, but he did not.
Yeah, we are on the back of Double or Nothing. There's been a lot of rumours, haven't there, last week and a half about his status and him backstage.
Yeah, I don't like it backstage. I don't like the atmosphere.
Can't say.
Don't like the creative decisions.
For somebody that came,
and more importantly, you don't like the money, does he? I think he's. I don't know if anyone watched the Last Dance, but he's basically the Scottie Pippen of AEW. He signed his low contract because he was a newcomer, become a big star, but he's still on jobber money. Kind of like mid-card money.
I think he's got every right to be pissed off, to be honest.
Yeah.
He is probably one of the better things AEW has done in terms of in-ring talent, like showcasing it. Because he's been obviously a mainstay since signing from being... I won't say nobody, but coming from somewhere that you've not really heard of before.
Yeah.
That you've not really heard.
He came from LW, didn't he? Because
I remember that one that's taken the brass ring, doesn't he?
Yeah, when they signed him, I distinctly remember someone saying, "Oh, he's just kind of like a pound shop EC3." Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'd say he's pretty above EC3 in the rest of the back order at the moment.
I think he could headline any show, to be honest. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I remember watching him at the first ever pay-per-view, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic on the mic, and I think he's only got better and better from there. So to me, he's got every right to be pissed off.
Well, he's probably the best heel in the business currently, without a doubt.
100%.
I think anyone that
he makes it feel real as well, doesn't he? He makes it feel real.
Yeah, which is what you want, sports entertainment.
From those AEW originals, there's only really two that I would say have grown since going to AEW, which should be him and Sammy Guevara. I know Sammy Guevara is a bit of a dick now, isn't he, off camera and stuff. But
yeah, but again, that's heel. I don't know if he's means to do it, but it's going to be all the
But in the ring and stuff, he's absolutely brilliant. And again, from the moment I watched him in that first ever pay-per-view, I thought he was very, very good. I thought they both were. I don't know if Sammy Guevara is on the same money, if he's on more money, but I think MJF has got every right to be on top dollar there. He should be one of the highest earners in that company.
Yeah, but I'm just going to defend Sonny Khan for a second, which I don't normally do, but I like to play devil's advocate on this show.
Go on, then. I
can kind of see where he's coming from. If he signed a 5-year deal or whatever, and he's renegotiated it once, just as a boss, you don't want to set a precedent for anyone asks for more money and you're giving it, because it's going to get to a point where you're overpaying for everybody, isn't it?
On a similar note, he's then gone and signed all these other people who aren't doing anything on more money than what MJF's on.
That is true. If you work for me, I don't do that, by the way, just in case you're listening. But yeah.
But I think that's probably why he's more annoyed that Tony Khan has gone out.
Oh yeah, I can see it from his point of view. Because I was going to be thinking, you've got one of the hottest stars in the rest of the business. Why not just give him what he wants?
For me, I think.
But then I guess in Tony Khan's mind,
I think he makes an exception for it.
Yeah. What if he comes back in 6 months and asks for more? Or is it Tony Khan thinks he's paying him a fair price?
To me, I think you say to him, if you can get us more ratings in the next 6 months in your segments, then we'll talk again. But if not, then no.
No, but if I was Tony Khan and I had my business head on right now, I'd be putting CM Punk MJF world title.
Yeah, 100%.
Seeing what it draws.
100%.
I think that'd be a great feud.
We just had it though, haven't we?
Yeah, but
I think for the world title though, it makes it so much more different.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd give it. I wouldn't do the next pay-per-view. I'd do it. What's the November one? Full Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one's the Forbidden Door, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't do that one. But I guess you could do it All Out. If All Out's in Chicago, could you have MJF beat?
All Out this year.
It's always Chicago, isn't it? I don't think they've announced an arena for it yet.
Pay-per-views. Let's just have a look. 2022. They've only announced the Forbidden Door so far.
Which is also in Chicago, isn't it? But
yeah, but to me, like you say, I think he's worth it. I don't think anyone else is that signed on that original deal. To say that Adam Page was an AEW original as well and has probably just had a very lackluster title reign.
Yeah, but he's a very lackluster person.
I liked him, to be fair. I thought he was good, but I don't think he suits being world champ.
He's a mid-carder at best.
Yeah.
I think he's one of these people that needs to just move away from his original indie gimmick now.
Yeah. Don't get the old cowboy thing. Don't work.
Yeah, I mean, like it's good. Those sort of like kind of one-dimensional gimmicks almost are good when you just kind of, you go into a random show, non-televised. Like when we got to like WCPW or whatever it was fun to see those kind of like Prince of Mean. I'm not comparing, but you know what I mean? Like, but that's a pretty stale gimmick if you see it every week, innit?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the same with Adam Page. Now, look at like Chris Statlander was an alien. Now she's moved away from that to just being herself. She's become a lot more successful, hasn't she? So
probably one of the top female wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
Like I say, for me, he needs more. I can see him jumping ship.
I can see him jumping ship because Vince had offered big money for him.
Yeah, he's still got 18 months left on his contract. It's the 1st of January 2024. I'll count to Fightful.
It'll be interesting to see how they book him over the next 18 months. It will be interesting to see what they do. Because I think before obviously Cody happened, everyone thought he would be the first to jump.
Yeah.
Before, and I can see why.
But if he refuses to work and you're Tony Khan, do you let him go? Do you make him sit at home for 18 months?
I think Tony Khan will make him sit at home for 18 months.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if Tony Khan isn't in the business of releasing people because he wants to be the good guy, he wants to let people's contracts expire.
But if someone's asking for it, this is the thing, isn't it, with AEW being holier than now? They've booked themselves into a bit of a corner.
The problem is Tony Khan has put himself into a corner when it comes to releases and all this sort of stuff because he says he won't release anybody.
Yeah.
Whereas this is going to test his metal, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And so is CM Punk. Is CM Punk going to walk out of MJF like he told the WWE wrestlers to do with Sasha and Naomi?
Well, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch over the next coming weeks and months as to what actually happens.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently he turned up late, left early.
It did feel...
His match was on first as well, which was surprising.
It did feel a bit of a work to start with, but now it feels very real, especially after no showing.
That was it. It's the fan fest one. I think you can... If it is a work, it's a stupid work because you can't fuck over the fans like that.
No.
And again, AEW built around its ethos of doing things that... Not that WWE ever would do that, but people think they do that. It's changed their mind.
WWE wouldn't do that. What WWE would do is maybe change the person.
Yeah, you can't just no-show somebody.
Rather than have someone no-show.
Yeah, and they accidentally did it with Samoa Joe as well, didn't they? What a shambles.
Yeah, but there was a communication issue there, wasn't
exactly,
there?
what a shambles. What a shambles. You pay all these
whatever that means, I don't know.
That's like you and Ross trying to meet Samoa Joe and then meeting Ty Dillinger.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Sorry to bring up painful memories.
And the thing is, a year later, you'd have popped for Ty Dillinger as well.
Yeah, and then the year after that, you won't give a fuck again.
Yeah, and if it happened now, it'd be exactly the same as what I was back in 2016. But yeah, it's, to me, that's when it felt a bit more real. That if showing something, you're obviously doing it to get noticed and attention on yourself again. And what will be interesting, like you say, is to see what the other wrestlers in the roster think of it all. Because I suspect he'll have some supporters, and I suspect he won't.
Have I got a scoop for you?
Go on then, give us your scoop.
Well, not necessarily a scoop, but Brian Alvarez, friend of the show, Brian Alvarez, has suggested that MJF isn't the only AEW wrestler I think in WWE is a good option. He said 2 years ago, none of them wanted to go. They're all happy to be in AEW. Now they're thinking there's not much different. WWE's paying more and it's bigger. Why not?
The thing is, I think
Cody's turned a few heads.
And WWE have reduced their schedules because they're nowhere near doing as many live shows as what they used to be. Yeah. And if anything, they're probably more likely to get a bit more TV time on WWE than they would do on AEW.
Well, look how well Cody's been booked compared to what I was seeing of AEW. It's insane.
Exactly. And I think there'll be a few that go. I think MJF will be the next, and then I think that year 24, 25. I think there'll be quite a lot, to be honest.
Jericho's going back.
Jericho, 100%.
Jericho will go back as a legend.
Hall of Fame run.
Yeah.
Jim Ross has just signed a new contract at AEW, though, which surprised me.
I don't think he'll go back, to be honest.
I thought he'd go back, not as a commentator, but just as a kind of, talking head on network documentaries and stuff. I
think the thing is, though, he's been fucked over that many times by WWE. He probably gets quite a good deal in AEW where he doesn't get all the shit. Yeah. He's not the head of talent relations.
I guess a lot of shit from Kenny Omega when the Young Bucks said. And do you remember the time when he was like, Randy Orton's the best wrestler in the world? And all the AEW wrestlers were tweeting like, fuck you, Jim Ross, you prick. Well, they weren't going quite like that, but that was the general gist.
I suppose if that's the only bit of shit he's got in 2 and a bit years, it's a lot better than what he'll got in WWE.
Yeah, he'll be kissing Tony Khan's ass in the ring in 2 years' time. I see it coming now.
Yeah.
Wardler's like, you think you're better than me? Like, shove it in Tony Khan's face.
I think a lot of the ex-WWE talent will be going back at some point to WWE. William Regal, Mark Henry, Big Show. I think
the legends will. Well, Mark Henry's already in the Hall of Fame, but
I think what'll be interesting is to see. I don't know if we covered it on last week's news. Stephanie McMahon's leave of absence.
Yeah, apparently it's going to be longer term.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that works because obviously Nick Khan's taking another step up as to see what he wants to do as well.
He's getting ready to sell the company, isn't he?
I think it's going to be handed over to Nick Khan.
He is, but I also think he's doing some good stuff on the whole. I think he's had a bit of a fuck up recently at the Money in the Bank venue, booking 2 biggest stadiums. That was embarrassing. Yeah, there's no way around it. But on the whole, I like his idea of Saturday pay-per-views, making them big events, putting them in big stadiums. They just need a few more stars.
What I meant was whether the talent see it like that, whether they feel as though they can deal with Nick Khan or not. And that'll be the interesting thing is. But then again, if he's in charge of talent a bit more than what Vince is.
Well, he's going to be in charge of talent, but he ain't going to be in charge of creative.
And
that'll be the interesting thing. Who's going to do that? Is it going to be Triple H? Should don't trust Triple H anymore because of NXT. So,
Triple H is back in a full-time role, isn't he?
Even though NXT was the best thing they've done in years, but
didn't get the ratings though.
I don't think it's ever going to though, is it?
Jeff Jarrett's back, head of live events.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's probably one of the best people to do that job though.
Yeah, and then he can become head of creative, make himself champion. King of the Mountain, WrestleMania. Jarrett joins the Bloodline. That is what I'd do if he was booking on it.
He
one night we have Jeff Jarrett in the Bloodline. Then he joins DX the next night. It'd be great. Yeah.
Are we book that, Nick? Book that, Vince.
Just join in legendary factions every week. Yeah.
100%.
Kill them all one by one. That's how the Bloodline ends. It's not versus The Rock. At WrestleMania 39, it's just Jeff Jarrett joins on a random Raw 1 week and everyone's like, fuck this.
And then Road Dogg comes back and as the roadie. And starts singing Alone with My Baby Tonight.
But
which is an absolute banger, to be fair.
It is, yeah.
That song is a banger. Staying on AEW news, on the back of Double or Nothing, 2 more debutants.
We love debutants, though, don't we?
Formerly known as Ember Moon, and I don't know what Malcolm Bivens' new name is, but Malcolm Bivens turned up as well.
It is Stokely Hathaway.
I am getting the lawyers involved.
Yeah.
More to come on that later.
we'll get there. We'll get there. I can see why they've got Athena, because again, that women's division does need a shot in the arm. Is Stockley going to be a manager? Is he going to be a performer, a wrestler?
He's Jade Cargill's manager.
Right, is that what?
And I think everyone kind of saw it coming. But
I suppose that goes hand in hand.
I get why AEW signed him. I just don't get why he signed for AEW. You know what I mean? Like, he thought he would have given the main roster a go. I guess he wanted the creative freedom, but he seemed to imply like 2 weeks ago that he was just going to have a go at stand up for a bit. So they must have offered him a fair whack.
Unless he was saying that just to put people's.
Yeah, well, Tony Khan was claiming, because obviously his 30-day no compete only lapsed on Friday.
Yeah,
so he was claiming that the first time he spoke to him was Saturday. No, I don't believe that for a second.
No, I don't believe that.
But then again, he did just run. Jade Cargill as Smart Max Sterling as his manager, and then all of a sudden Stockley Hathaway just popped up and was like, "Yeah, it's me now." That was the storyline.
I like Jade Cargill.
Wrestling around booking, but no, yeah, they got together. Everyone called it on the internet. It's fan service, as it were, isn't it?
Yeah. But
I
can see why. I can see why he's done it. And like I say, Athena, I think, is another good addition to what is a lackluster women's.
Well, they need a good women's division.
Exactly.
They need a good face of it now that Ruby Soho shut the bed a little bit, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Because, again, she was brought in with, like we were mentioning the other week about, do they stop doing the Joker? She was a Joker, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she doesn't really seem to have done a lot.
It's because she's not been very good in the ring, and she keeps losing, and they're trying to do like a sympathy storyline, but nobody cares because she's not been very good. Like, it's not like she's getting Daniel Bryan or someone to do it.
The thing is, she's good as well in the ring when she wants to be. I think they're just booking her wrong.
Yeah.
At the moment. But then I suppose the entire women's division has been booked wrong, because she lost again last night, didn't she, in the tournament final?
Yeah.
The Britt Baker.
2 heels winning your first Owen Hart Cup was a choice.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be a good looking mantelpiece when in the Baker Cole household, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the others, what else did you have last night? Thunder Rosa defended against Serena Deeb. Is what it is. Do you know what I mean? For me, the women's division doesn't really do a great deal. I think Britt Baker is the best woman they've got, along with Hare and Cargill. I think are the standouts.
Chris Statlander. She's pretty good.
I don't think Britt Baker's that good.
Do you know?
No.
Ooh.
I think she's probably one of the best females in the wrestling business on the mic.
I think she's improved massively since.
She has improved massively. I don't think she's all that in the ring.
But is that because the rest of them aren't as good?
Quite possibly.
Is that what it is? I don't know. I've quite like whatever I've seen of her, to be fair.
I just think now, I think she was good. Then Jade Cargill came in, and now you're like, that's a real star. And
Jade Cargill is a star. She will become massive in the wrestling business.
She'll headline WrestleMania.
Yeah, she could easily. She could easily step into that gap, because the thing is, she's good on the mic and she's good in the ring. She's got charisma.
Yeah,
people buy into what she's saying, the baddie section and everything else. The sky is her limit.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think Britt Baker comes. I think somehow putting Britt Baker and Adam Cole together lowers them both.
It's weird. Again, I've not seen a lot of what they've done with Adam Cole, but what I've read, it's not been the best. But again, it's not what people thought it was going to be, because obviously he had such a magnificent NXT run. I think people thought he was going to become world champ.
Yeah, well, do you know what it is, Peters? You are in this bonding off into you, Peters. Hope you appreciate this metaphor I'm going to use. Do you remember that year? Southampton did all right. They finished like 8th, and then Liverpool signed all the players, and then they finished like 6th or 7th, and everyone was like, "Oh, why?" Because she just signed players.
Yeah.
Who came from and it's the same way AEW, innit? They've just beaten NXT comprehensively for a year.
Because they've
and then they're signing all the wrestlers.
Yeah. No, I get.
But you've just beaten them. From. More people wanted to watch the current guys that you had than the guys that you just beaten. But now you're replacing all them with people you just beaten. Why?
I get where you're coming from. I understand. Yeah, I understand your reference.
Yeah.
Also, unlucky Liverpool, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Hala Madrid.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? You ain't going to win the Premiership for Adam Lallana. Same deal here, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Adam Cole.
Charlie Adam.
But that's what I've done. I've just called Adam Cole Adam Lallana.
Adam Cole don't turn up to pick his. Well, he ain't got any kids, but pick somebody up in his AEW tracksuit, does he?
Yeah, it's Mojo's Ricky Lambert.
Savage. Come on. Samoa Joe's Ross has just exploded somewhere when he's heard that.
He's a bit older, you know what I mean?
Ross has just exploded. And finally, as well, again, sticky with AEW, but this time with WWE. They were parading Money in the Bank around outside the arena last night. Interesting tactic. With Cody's face just looking through bushes at everybody. Not his actual face, just on the side. Cody's not there, just looking in bushes. Cody's, he's the poster boy, isn't he, of the pay-per-view?
Yeah, got to be consistent, I guess, on my criticism here, I know. So it's a bit cheap, isn't it? I mean, is it funny? Yes, sure.
It is cheap, but is it any worse than going and trying to
But also, right,
WCW? They've
just moved. Yeah, because WCW were actual competition. WWE's whole thing is AEW aren't competitions. But now you're doing, you're doing this. Do you know what I mean? Number one should never mention number two. But also, right, they've just moved. So they sold 17,000 tickets in the Legion Stadium, which hold like 60,000. They just moved it to the MGM, which only holds 12,000. So what do you need to advertise for? There's only 5,000 people who can't go.
To me, they've then gone too small, haven't they?
Yeah, but I guess the alternative was booking it in the arena that T-Mobile that AEW used last night.
And how many did that hold?
18,000. But if they don't sell as many, then they're going to do it. Gemma, they did last year, didn't they? Just
stuck in a bit of a corner, aren't you?
AEW sold more, didn't they?
The thing is, with Money in the Bank, they've tried to make it like a new Big Four. And I don't think people have really bought into it.
Well, no one's on it this year, is it? They took everyone off the poster, haven't they? Pretty
the
much.
Thing is, as well, Money in the Bank's a little bit stale nowadays, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get rid of it as a pay-per-view, in my opinion. I say this all the time. Bring it back as a match rather than
It should be back at WrestleMania, because then you don't get tempted to stick all your big stars in there. You can actually have it for genuine mid-carders stepping up.
Get rid of the Andre Battle Royal, because that means absolutely nothing.
And use that to do that instead. Yeah, I agree.
I think if you want to keep the Andre, you put it at SummerSlam and put Money in the Bank at WrestleMania.
And the thing is,
if they want to keep both, put one at SummerSlam, put one at WrestleMania.
And you've got 2 nights at WrestleMania, so you're not going to burn people out. You can do the women's one night and the men's the other.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Or if you don't want to do both, keep it even more people on the toes. Do one, either the women's or the men's at WrestleMania, and do the other at SummerSlam. Not running side by side.
I do like that idea, actually.
Yeah.
So you've got one that could potentially be done by SummerSlam, and you think, oh, fucking hell, that's done again. And then the women go and do it, because otherwise you've got the same storyline going on side by side.
Mm-hmm.
I know you could technically with that, but one's going to end sooner than the other. Do you know what I mean?
I like your thinking there, Peters. Yeah.
Just to sort of freshen it up a little bit, you sort of, I don't know, it just keeps things a little bit more interesting. I don't know, but for me, I don't think you need a Money in the Bank pay-per-view anymore. Just on a.
Agreed, but good to see him using the MGM Grand Arena. I don't think I ever remember a WWE pay-per-view.
That's more of a boxing.
It's not a WCW thing, isn't it? Yeah, Halloween Havoc.
It's where boxing usually is these days as well, isn't it? It's like the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, so kind of excited for that in a way. But yeah,
when's that? July the 2nd. So yeah, we've got.
It is still a Saturday, thank God.
Is it?
You don't have to take a day off work.
Yeah, like I suppose it's Hell in the Cell next week.
This week, it's doing it for the Queen's Jubilee, aren't they?
We'll do some predictions then before we go as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they've only got 4 matches announced for that,
but they've sold out.
Yeah, they have
sold
to be
out
fair.
In Chicago. Yeah,
it's one of the big ones, isn't it? Everyone likes a good Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I don't know why, because the last few have been rubbish.
Yeah.
Again, Hell in a Cell shouldn't be a pay.
Actually, no. To be fair, the last one was really good. It was Edge versus Seth Rollins, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But yeah,
I think this one will be very good as well.
Hopefully, it becomes now Undertaker and Triple H are both retired.
Just a one
could become Seth Rollins' thing.
I think as well. Don't have 3.
What, the fact that he loses them all?
I suppose he loses them all, but I guess Triple H no one really cared that they for the most part.
Triple H lost most of his WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it's always has a good match at Illness. Do you know? Like, I don't know, maybe, yeah.
But he's had, well, you think of him, he's had Cactus Jack, Batista, hasn't he? He's had Did he? He had Shawn Michaels. He had 45 minutes with Shawn Michaels.
Classic with Kevin Nash.
Yeah. I mean, that Nash one actually ain't bad. We've watched it, haven't we? In the
Jericho. Actually, no, he probably won more than the last. Actually, now I think about it.
What, Hell in the Cell? Hell in the Cells he did. I'm sure he did. But yeah, and Undertaker's had some classics, hasn't he? Yeah. But to me, again, just on another note, if you're going to do Hell in the Cell as a pay-per-view, just put one Hell in the Cell match on it.
Yeah, I think that's all they're doing this time, isn't
it? That's all that's booked at the moment. Obviously, we've still got Raw and SmackDown to go as we record this. Raw is tonight.
So, of course it is, yeah.
And then SmackDown's obviously Friday. But there's only 4 matches. Should we do that now? Should we do the predictions now?
Yeah, there's only 4, isn't there? Why not?
So we've got Cody versus Seth.
Cody. That's without a doubt it's going to be Cody. Big winless 3. And then
is it 2-0 at the moment? Or is it
2-0? Yeah. It's going to go 2-0.
I think it'll be Seth Rollins. I just have this it should be Cody. I just have this. He's going so well that I think they'll just.
They need to just strike while the fire's up, though.
Yeah, I think Seth will win, and then Cody will win Money in the Bank next pay-per-view.
I think it's Cody this one. Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title.
Belair to return. Don't do this again. Don't do this to her again.
Yeah, I think Bianca Belair will return, but what a match to put on a last minute. Do you know what I mean? Considering this wasn't your original plan.
Considering everything's gone on, I think this will be a
putting your 3 best women. Now, obviously now your best women's left. Like the 3 best remaining women.
Ross has exploded for a second time.
Yeah. Ross has took his ball and gone out, hasn't he? So Ross is done. Calls out Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
This unprofessional bastard. This is the next show.
I think that could be match of the night, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
I think that could be match of the night.
Well, yeah, it could be, but no, I think Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I meant apart from that, obviously.
I'm bold prediction now.
Go on then.
Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Meltzer, 5 stars.
Ooh,
Franklin, 6 stars.
What did he give it at Backlash?
4 3/4.
And what did he give it at WrestleMania? Was it 4.5?
4.5, yeah.
Dick. Yeah, potentially.
Either that or it's just going to give it like freaks.
He'll give it 4 stars, or he just go down in quarters.
Yeah, but that's my bold prediction. 5 stars for Meltzer.
The match that nobody's asked for, Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP.
Oh, not again.
Is this a Hell in a Cell match or is this just regular
match? Just a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Because they were talking about this being, WrestleBots tweeted that they were talking about this being a Hell in a Cell.
Oh, God.
Like, I want the storyline to be over now because I'm bored.
This is the 3rd pay-per-view in a row you'll see this.
And Omos is the worst wrestler I've ever seen in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, who goes over in this one? Who cares?
Probably Lashley. Probably MVP, to be honest.
If Lashley goes over, what is the point in Omos? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't lose your first major feud.
But if MVP wins it, what's the point in Omos?
Yeah.
So
Omos has got to win. Omos has got to win.
And if Omos wins, what does he get? Because he's not going to get a world title.
This is pointless. This is literally the most pointless match.
Yeah, it's this feud's come too quickly for Omos. I know they should have done more like Braun Strowman him first.
Yeah, I'm going to predict Omos to win.
I think Omos, because otherwise I don't get the point of any of it.
No, I don't. Aaron, and don't care isn't allowed.
Omos. I'm predicting now it's going to have a minus star rating.
Yeah, I
heavily
probably will agree with you as well.
Heavily, and I'm talking potentially less than -5.
Oh my god, the Franklin star ratings are unforgivable.
We'll see.
Unforgivable.
We'll have to wait and see what's.
He's just not good. Yeah. He's just not good. Just why is he on my TV? He's worse than the Great Khali. Great Khali was fucking horrendous.
At least it's a good toilet match.
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, this is probably going to be an hour-long pay-per-view, but yeah, we'll go.
You never know. Cody and Seth might go 45 minutes, mate.
Well, Omos and Bobby Lashley ain't going to go 15, is it?
God,
they're going to go 45 seconds.
It's fair though. We've got to fill like an hour.
Hour and a half pay-per-view at the moment. Then good point about the 45 minutes. Becky and Asuka and Bianca.
40 minutes. Nah, I reckon they could go half an hour 40.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Anyway, very extravagant entrances.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we are forgetting about the best match on the card. Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel.
Yes.
I'm all over the storyline.
Ezekiel with a run-in from Elias. I don't know how they're going to do it. Possibly they go backstage.
That would be absolutely brilliant.
Either that or they just hired Damien Sandow to play Elias. One of the 2 options for me.
I know Ezekiel got a bit of stick when he first came out that night after Raw. But my word, this storyline has gripped everybody, hasn't it?
Yeah.
This is probably the best storyline WWE's done in a long time.
Yeah.
But if you ignore Bloodline, this is the best storyline WWE have done.
I think we're all going to need to accept that Raw is good now.
Yeah, and there's a common denominator. It's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, which is something I never thought I'd say because I mean I still think he's a bit of a dick to be honest. But
Get out! Can you kick him from the chat now?
Obviously I'm a big fan now of Cody Rhodes. I got a t-shirt.
Yeah, I know.
Got a t-shirt and everything.
I know you have.
Be wearing that in Cardiff.
I genuinely think this.
You got the new t-shirt?
No, old school. Man. Not paying for one. I got it free.
Is it a Bullet Club one as well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, got it free from What Culture.
Outstanding. But no, I genuinely think the storyline is brilliant at the moment. The fact that Kevin Owens is adamant he's Elias and Ezekiel's like, no, what are you on about? I'm not Elias. I'm Ezekiel.
Yeah. Did you see the promo this week?
So simple but so brilliant.
Do you know what you see his promo this week where he's saying, people keep telling me to grow the beard so I look like Elias, but I just can't grow a beard.
Do you know what I mean? Again, that's what I mean. It's so simple.
I think it's some of the genuine ones that he does. You know, like when they film him sat at MC Arena before, and like I came to you, my brother, when we were just kids. Like, it's just so dead serious. Like, I think it's brilliant.
I think the storyline could have gone one or two ways. It could have been one of them that it sunk straight away, but instead it's absolutely people were ready to shit on it. It's very reminiscent of Otis and Mandy Rose, isn't it? Yeah, massively. People were determined to shit on it, but actually it's just a bit of fun, and it's just a fun story. It's a nice change.
Yeah,
it is a nice change.
Sports entertainment,
exactly. But that's all we've got for Hell in a Cell at the moment, which is on Sunday, which is quite worrying.
I believe scoop out again, because I'm sure I read this somewhere. It will be the Usos.
I was gonna say
against Riddle.
And is it Nakamura?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Because they're on Raw tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a championship contenders match tonight, isn't it?
Because Randy Orton, I assume he's kayfabe injured, Randy Orton.
I think he's just kayfabe injured, yeah. This could be built into the split or something. But I think they're also...
Yeah, because...
I think I can see Nakamura versus Reigns at Money in the Bank now. I think they're starting to build to it again.
Yeah, because this is a good way to get Shinsuke Nakamura back into the...
Yeah, and you've got to save Drew for Cardiff.
It's weird that Drew hasn't got a match yet.
Yeah, they might have a match. They seem to be doing this now, don't they?
And no Edge as well at the moment.
Yeah.
They'll do something with the Bloodline, with the Judgment Day, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to say that they've only got 4 matches and probably have got a 3-hour show to fill, I think you're going to see an influx of matches.
Do you reckon we'll ever see a face Bloodline versus Judgment Day?
No.
I think their paths just won't cross.
Yeah, I can see a face Bloodline coming.
Yeah. He's very over at the moment, isn't he? I think he's going to get cheered over Drew at Cardiff.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, well, he did it at some of the house shows in London.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be wearing my half and half t-shirt. Got a half and half scarf.
Fuck's sake.
No, I won't really be wearing a Cody Rhodes t-shirt.
You're wearing a Bobby Roode. Are you going to take Bob with you?
Yeah.
I think you should take Bob in
we should have now, shouldn't we? Some Ross's seat. Put Ross's face on Bob. Yeah.
Phil, do you still want to come or can we replace you with Bob?
No, I've got a Ross mask for Phil to wear, so we can still be like, wrestling around in Cardiff. Like,
brilliant.
Fantastic. Any other news, gents?
Yes, Tony Khan's lost the plot, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, sorry we missed about this one. Yeah, we've sort of gone off on a few little tangents here, haven't we? Yeah, so the 2.5-hour media scrum
after a 5-hour pay-per-view.
After a 5-hour 20-minute pay-per-view.
Good Lord, it's egregious.
It's
that was it. Someone look after Tony. So that's all I want.
It was
just I was weird. I was John.
You quite enjoyed this one.
Well, I was just his rant about CM Punk was mad because one kind of Bischoff was kind of right, wasn't it? That CM Punk has been a bit of a flop financially. Ratings wise, he has.
The thing is, you can tell that Bischoff's got under his skin as well, can't you?
Yeah, you can. And then so he had this big rant, didn't really go anywhere, and then he was just rambling on for like 2.5 hours about historical wrestling. And I was on the way into work at like 8:30 this morning. He was still going. I was still refreshing my phone and reading updates. Long night for the wrestling. But also, if you're a wrestling journalist, right, and you're 2.5 hours in to a Tony Khan press conference, don't ask a wanky question like, what would you teach yourself if you met yourself from 3 years ago? Just cut to the chest, just say, what's what MJF did?
Yeah.
That's what you want to know.
Well, I woke up needing a wee at 5 o'clock this morning.
The pay-per-view is still going.
Yeah, literally, I checked on Twitter to see if MJF had turned up, and I got the first tweet I saw was CM Punk's just coming down to the ring. I was like, how is this still going on?
Yeah,
I thought this would have been long done, about an hour and a half done, but no.
Yeah, apparently you give a really solid answer, and they're like, "Oh, do you want less for your money or something?" That was when someone asked him why it was so long. But yeah, in fairness, I think it was because of the NBA playoffs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But again, Tony, he needs to be careful. Like, you almost like you want to someone needs to sit him down and check him. Because he was like having a go, obviously when Money in the Bank moved to a smaller arena rather than a stadium. And it's like, oh, what a stupid idea it was to go up against the UFC. It's like, man, you've just gone up against Game 7 in the NBA Conference Finals. Like, what are you doing? So then he couldn't have a pre-show because he had to put all the lesser matches on the main show to stall for an hour and a half until the basketball finished, basically, yeah. So that's why it was so long. That's why you had like one match on the pre-show and like 12 matches on the main card.
What was the match on the pre-show?
It was Hook and Danhausen.
Hookhausen versus against Tony Meese and Mark Sterling.
The kind of ruined Hook, let's be honest.
It was weird.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think he had a good debut, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he sort of got over a bit, and
now he's Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah, I still like Danhausen though. Danhausen is fantastic.
It's funny. You just showed me with Hook if you try to like, seriously.
Yeah, agreed. We'll have a quick rundown anyway before we finish of the card last night. Then, so we have Wardler defeat MJF by pinfall. So Wardler is officially signed by AEW, which we all have been knowing for months anyway. Mm-hmm. Why would he be showing up? Matt and Jeff Hardy beat the Young Bucks. Weird for me. I thought the Young Bucks would have gone over.
Also, Jeff Hardy needs to kind of retire now, doesn't he? What?
Yeah, he's fucked now.
Apparently,
he just very good. He doesn't look like he. No. Do you remember when Mae Young used to wrestle?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked like fucking Rey Mysterio in comparison to Jeff Hardy.
Then we had Jade Cargill.
She's been dead for 5 years. Well, anyway.
Jade Cargill beat Anna Jay to retain her TBS championship. Yeah. The House of Black beat the Death Triangle, who were Pac, Penta Oscuro, and Rey Fenix. You had Adam Cole Bebe defeat Samoa Joe in the men's Owen Hart tournament final. You then had Dr. Britt Baker DMD beat Ruby Soho in the women's Owen Hart tournament final. Weird that you put them on back to back.
I think it was because they could do the joint presentation with Martha Hart.
That makes sense. Fair dues. I didn't realize they did a joint presentation. American Top Team, which is Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Paige Van Sant versus Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conte. And American Top Team went over.
Are they the faces now?
Are they fucking shit? They're probably the worst, one of the worst things going on in wrestling right now.
Which one?
Yeah.
America's Top Team, whatever they are.
With Dan Lambert. That was Paige Van Zant's debut as well.
If I had the choice,
I assume so.
Yeah. If I had the choice of being friends with Dan Lambert or shitting in my hands and clapping, I'd be shitting in my hands and clapping till the sun didn't shine.
I was going to say, I want Dan Lambert, the guy out of Queen, but that's Adam Lambert, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is his dad.
I didn't realize it'd been going since 2017. American Top Team.
Yeah, they're fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Then we had what feels like a match that probably wasn't needed at pay-per-view: Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa beat Serena Deeb to retain her women's championship. Then we have the Jericho Appreciation Society defeating the Blackpool Combat Club in an Anarchy in the Arena match. And this gave a great visual of Eddie Kingston, almost said Eddie Dennis, Eddie Kingston turning to Trevor from GTA 5.
Oh, it was brilliant. I saw this on coming down to the ring, covered in blood, just staggering all over the place with a petrol can, walks in the ring and just starts pouring petrol everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a massive Eddie Kingston fan, but that was quite a good visual, to be fair.
Yeah, very good visual.
Then you had Jurassic Express with Christian Cage.
What? Yeah, that's what he's doing now.
He's been with them ages.
Yeah, I know, it just seems a weird thing.
It's just a waste, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Against defeating Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, and Team Taz in a 3-way tag match for the Tag Team Championships. And in the main event, we had CM Punk win his AEW World Heavyweight Championship from Hangman Adam Page in a 25-minute, 40-second match.
Yeah.
About time.
Needed to happen, didn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of
Too
people
late.
agreed that.
Yeah, but is it kind of an issue for AEW now that the only champions that are getting over the big established WWE stars?
Excuse me. I don't know, because I suppose Jade Cargill isn't established.
I mean, like the actual main AEW
got
champion.
Got you.
Yeah. I suppose you could argue Kenny is, but the reign started sliding with Kenny, didn't they? And just slid more with.
The question is, and when is Kenny coming back? Because it's been reported this week he's never going to be 100%.
Yeah. I hope he's back for Forbidden Door, because otherwise that's like he's going to be a one-night stand in it with Rob Van Dam. Not being there.
Yeah, and even if he's not there, it's not going to be the same. It'll do a promo and it won't be the same, will it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a shame if he does miss that, because obviously he is a legend in New Japan, isn't he? So
yeah.
But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. But we've had one long night of wrestling last night as we record, and probably one short night of wrestling coming up this Sunday. But join us again next week where we will.
Oh.
No. Let me finish. Oh, hang on. Join us again next week where we'll find out what's happened in professional wrestling. However, what's happened on Twitch wrestling.
Thank you very much. I'll start. I'm going chronological order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair.
Almost missed it, but you're welcome.
Huge night on Wrestled Out. Wow. It's obviously the Go Home show. He's gone.
This guy is there listening. Well, he's there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there. He knows what happened.
He knows what happened, yeah.
Go Home show, obviously, before Wrestled Out in a Cell, which is happening tomorrow night. Obviously, it was Terry Peters' interview night. And what did this mean? This was Terry Peters choosing new members for his dominant faction, Peters World Order.
I still want Umanga.
I've already got Umaga.
Good. I'm glad I've got him.
Yeah, so we started off the night and we announced that Terry Peters had recruited 2 new bodyguards who would be making the debut later on in the night. And he's also recruited 2 ring generals, which we'll also get onto.
And also recruited a new tailor. Lovely new suit.
Oh, lovely new suit.
Yeah, Terry Peters is wearing,
yeah.
Can't beat some good lapels, can you?
So first match, we had Dean Milenko versus Glacier. Glacier trying out for the Peters World Order.
It's like 1997 WCW all over again.
Dean Milenko wins.
Bloody hell.
Jeff Jarrett versus Bandito Del Tacos Jr. Jeff Jarrett won.
Oh.
That's controversial, that one.
So then
I could have seen Taco in the Terry Taco.
Terry Taco, exactly.
So then we had Peters' 2 ring generals tagging. So we had Shawn Michaels and 2022 Ric Flair versus Animal and Hawk versus Mollywood Hogan and Jinder Mahogany. Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair won.
Mm-hmm. Ric Flair, incredibly bald.
Very, very bald, but the likeness is fantastic.
Yeah.
So then we had Peter's first bodyguard making his appearance. It was Vader, big fan Vader, versus Dave from IT. Dave from IT won.
That's controversial.
No title on the line.
Shock. Yeah.
Obviously, it's just an interview evening. So then, Cheeks calls out Terry Peters. Terry Peters goes down to the ring. It's like, oh my God, does this mean that the world champion wants to join the Peters World Order? It turns out the general manager of Wrestled Out decided to make an appearance because he's not happy with the antics going on. It was no other than Bivens.
Wow.
So Bivens comes and attacks Terry Peters from behind.
Is this why the lawyers are involved?
This is why lawyers are involved. Suing the ass off AEW.
Allegedly.
It was all a ruse by Cheeks. Cheeks weren't even in the ring. The next match is Corey Graves versus Vegeman versus Andy versus Ultimate Warrior. That Andy guy looks familiar, but I can't quite place him. Had his hood up.
Holland.
Who?
Adam Hollins.
Andy.
Andy.
Oh, Andy.
Andy.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah.
Corey Graves wins. So then, Peters announced that he was going to get his own back on Bivens. So it was Umaga, who was Peter's second bodyguard, versus Bivens. Umaga destroys Bivens. But then Julius Pringles comes out, saves the day. Saves
Julius.
Bivens.
Boo.
Next up, we had the World Tag Team Champions, Glitterberg and Pretzel Man Randy Savage versus El Glittero, Pixel Guy, versus Shockmaster and Plague Master. El Glittero and Pixel Guy looks very familiar as well.
They seem very familiar.
Yeah.
A lot to fair. I thought Pixel Guy was RoboCop for a long time.
Shockmaster and Plague Master win. And then we had our main event, which was Vader versus Bob Roode. Bob Roode wins. So I thought he's going to be one of the people getting a Peters World Order contract. But after the match, Bob Roode attacked Terry Peters. Huge swerve.
Wasn't so glorious, that one.
No.
I should be annoyed at you, Bob, actually. Why have I introduced you on this, you dick?
Yeah. There's a swerve.
Yeah.
If ever there was a swerve. It's first time in my book.
So then Peters announced that he has hired the following people. So he's hired Animal and Hawk, Dave from IT, Corey Graves, who's now done Dusty Rhodes, and Shotmaster and Plague Master. To the Peters World Order, Bivens then announced that he's releasing the following people.
Oh, God.
So Jinder Mahogany is gone.
Oh, wow.
Glacier, gone.
Oh, he had one more. It's been released halfway through a storyline.
Hey, he had one more chance. Bivens had enough. He's like, you're not getting that final chance. You're gone, mate.
This is some Nick Khan shit from Bivens here.
And Andy's been sacked. El Glittero and Pretzel Guy gone.
Wow.
And Veggie Man also gone.
Yes. Justice, that cunt's finally gone. Salad cunt.
So basically,
get the fuck out of here. Salad bastard.
Basically, he's fired everyone who interviewed with Terry Peters.
Yeah.
Bivens did try to sack Bandito del Tocos Jr., but his dad got involved and was like, so it's Bandito Senior. Was like, oh no, give him one more chance.
I kind of want to see Bandito del Tocos Senior now.
Bivens has also decided on Ultimate Warrior's opponents. Not opponent shirts. He's changed it to opponents to wrestle around in a cell. Wrestled out in a cell, sorry. Which is going to be the team of Elias and Ezekiel.
2-on-1 handicap.
2-on-1. Career on the line for Ultimate Warrior.
Bloody hell.
Match card is all made for tomorrow night as well. For tomorrow evening, you're going to be joining us for Wrestled Out in a Cell.
At twitch.tv/wrestleround.
Yep.
At what time?
Probably about 8 o'clock. Going to go about 8. Go a couple of hours. So we've got a 6-man elimination tag. Animal, Hawk and Vader versus the Bivens Protection Agency.
BPA.
Which is Farouk, JBL and Stone Cold Steve Harvey.
Wow. Yeah.
We've then got Ultimate Warrior versus Ezekiel and Elias. Going to miss a couple out for surprise matches. We've got an 8-man elimination tag team match to determine the next tag team #1 contenders.
Oh, nice.
A couple of surprises in there. Then got Ralph has putting his title on the line, so the Glorious Championship against Bob Roode and Jeff Jarrett. We've got Umaga with Terry Peters versus Julius Pringles and Malcolm Bivens.
Come on, Umaga. Never thought I'd say that.
Umaga.
Two big men slapping meat to climb the way up the rankings. So we've got Bobby Slashley and Snakeskin Taker.
Not seen Bobby Slashley for a while.
Yeah, he's just been quiet, hasn't
he? Yeah, I thought he would have been a shoe-in for the Peters World Ladder.
Yeah, no, he's just out for himself. Just one big guy, just out for himself.
Makes sense.
And we've got tag team titles on the line, so obviously we know about this match. It's the team of Lizard Liptoin versus the team of Peters World Order. We've got the Legends title on the line. So it's Dave from IT versus Mongo.
Yep, classic.
Then main event, big match here. we've got a man just out for himself. Don't care about any factions. So Mr. Melon, and taking on Cheeks.
Wow.
A stacked card. 10 matches in total.
Come on, Mr. Melon.
Yeah, Mr. Melon, crowd favourite, isn't
he? He is.
Yeah, got one new debutant on the whole show. Well, actually, that's a lie. We've got 3 because we've got the team of Farouk and JBL.
Oh, yeah. They're not actually been on it yet.
No.
I feel like they would have been on your fair share, but yeah.
We've been building, haven't we?
Yeah.
Long-term storytelling.
Yeah, it's all about long-term storytelling. All about long-term storytelling. That's a nice segue into the home of long-term storytelling, the Wrestling Around Wrestling Federation.
Go on then.
So, I only wrote half the matches down, so I've just been flicking through the Twitch stream to remember what happened. But I can tell you, we started off with a classic fail 4-way, as we always do for the Minor Celebrity Wrestling Championship. So Seaman was there. He was defending his championship, first defense against channel favorite Mr. Motivator. And a new debutant, or 2 new debutants. One, Major Charles Ingram.
Oh, boo.
Off of the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire coffin scandal. Wow. And controversial one for the minor celebrity, because some people say major celebrity. Jackie Chan was in there as well. But specifically, Jackie Chan, when he was in the Woolworths advert.
He's not really in the limelight at the moment, though, is he?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he is now, Aaron, because he won the Minor Celebrity Wrestling Championship on his debut. So new Minor Celebrity Wrestling Champion, Jackie Chan.
Yeah, he's a kung fu master.
Yeah, he was doing some chops. I don't know. I can't remember. I believe he did pin Seaman, so there's no need for a rematch. But we've also announced for the pay-per-view in 2 weeks' time, Major Charles Ingram will be taking on his sworn enemy, Chris Town.
Yeah. Chris Town going to get his own back for
finally after all these years. Yeah, making a mockery of his show.
Dave Phillips is the special guest referee if it's a get your own back match.
Oh yeah, could be get scunged at the end. I don't know how you do that.
You can't do special referee. It's freaking shit.
I know it ruins a lot of storylines there. And then next we had the Khan taking on Donatello from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He was very slow, wasn't he?
He was very slow. The Khan fucking won, ruined the storyline, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have been released. So
very short-lived career.
Yeah, well, it was going to build up on it. So the Khan needs some backup, and all the sides get back together like the Avengers. But fucking Khan just won anyway, didn't he?
I thought it was the Jolly Green Giants.
Just out for himself. Just out for himself.
The Khan's doing his own thing now. But I can exclusively reveal that the Khan will be challenging now because of this impressive win. Will be challenging for the KSU Championship against Drumstick 2.0 inside Restaurant in the Cell at the pay-per-view. So that's exciting. Then we had some debutants. So we had last week we had Thierry Peters and the Undersnaker were found out to be former employees who were sacked.
Yeah, Red Shoes, great detective skills.
Red Shoes, great detective skills there. We've obviously made the final decision made by Judge Brad. So we needed to come up with some new opponents for the service crew, Wilder John and Two Diet Cokes. So some new debutants that we found. So Tori Peters came out first, the mysterious Tori Peters. Looks like he should have been wearing a top hat, but he wasn't for whatever reason.
Mr. Peanut's monocle, didn't he?
Yeah, he did look very much like Mr. Peanut. He was meant to look more like the Monopoly Man, but again, glitch, the hat didn't have one on there. And then a debutant that I think got over pretty quickly with the crowd. Mean Mark Phallus turned up. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved Mean Mark Phallus, but he did get pinned. Service crew won and defended their championship switch.
When you're just a massive penis and you haven't got arms, it's hard to get back up.
Yeah, it was. It was. I did think his entrance is the best we've ever seen, to be honest.
It was hard.
Yeah, he was just an erect, big lad, a big Danny guy.
Big member of.
He just had to flop into the
Tori Peters squad.
He just had to flop into the ring. But so what's next for Tori Peters? I mean, Mike Phallus. Then speaking of big penises wrestling, we had Boris Johnson.
I know you stole one of mine.
Thank you. Serve some justice by the big boss man. So finally, the laws finally caught up with Boris Johnson.
Yeah,
and he was defeated.
I was going to have the current world championship in versus Maggie Thatcher, to be fair.
We'll get on to this after.
This is the next bit.
Sorry.
And then we had the match that we promised everyone, because it was Hot Shot Night, remember? So we had the Pope, but it turned out to be the Pope from TNA, D'Angelo Dinero, versus a dinosaur, which is Barney, the dinosaur.
He's definitely a nonce.
Versus Joe Biden, president, versus The Rock. In one of
future president.
We've had a few Hell in a Cell matches in the Wrestling Federation, Weekly Wrestling. But I've got to say, I think this was the best one of all time. Everyone went off the cell at least once. Some people twice. And in the end, Barney put The Rock through the top of the cell, then jumped down himself, kind of missed The Rock, but then pinned him anyway to win. There was bodies flying everywhere. Both tables were broken. It was chaos. Everyone was all four of them were on the roof at one point. Barney literally threw everyone off the roof, and then they got back up and he threw them all through the roof. Really good stuff. But in the end, Barney the Purple Dinosaur won. Will any of them be seen again in the Wrestling Federation? Hard to tell at this point. It was Hot Shot Night. And then finally, in the main event, Business Pig, the last remaining survivor of the Herd Business, 3-on-1. He had to survive 10 minutes against the Gorillas, and he would have got a title shot rest around the cell. But he was pinned 6 minutes in. No, it was all clever booking. So I can officially announce that on this week's show, it's Wednesday. Obviously, we do our pay-per-views after WWE's, but it's a special occasion because is it or is it not the Jubilee?
Oh God! So
it's a Jubilee special. Yeah, that's right. With Rest Around Battle Royal at the Albert Hall. That's right. We're going to do Battle Royal.
Is it going to be full of flag shaggers?
We'll find out, won't we?
Oh no!
This is why Lou's maxed out his core.
Yeah, I keep having to. That's why the fucking Ninja Turtles are the bastards. So we're going to have Battle Royal at the Albert Hall. Winner faces the BMG inside Restaurant the Cell.
And that's next week, yeah.
Yeah, get your flags out for the lads. Get your flags out for the Queen, and everyone stand for the national anthem at the beginning of the show. It's a patriotic special.
Oh, fucking hell.
Respect our country.
Yeah. So, in other news, Terry Peters, obviously seeing the great stuff that we've been doing, wants to get in on the action. He's finally got himself WE.
I do.
2K22.
I do.
He's going to be setting up his own Rest Around Twitch channel, obviously using the same Twitch channels.
Yeah, it's using the same channels. It's
all people
contractually obliged to.
Yeah, we're expanding the Rest Around universe with another weekly show. So more details, Terry Peters, please.
Well, I need to learn the game because I am goddamn awful at it before anything. But
stop me. Don't worry about it.
I have downloaded some wrestlers. Yokozuna, Mr. Fuji, Sting, John Moxley, Ken Shamrock, or was it Steve Blackman?
I get them both.
That could be a great tag team to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can't remember, but I did read on Twitter this week that apparently if you download too many characters on the PC, it goes very, very slow. So I'm kind of just eking it out at the moment.
So you retweet that, but then everyone underneath that tweet was just saying you got a shit PC on into the person.
Yeah, everyone was saying that, and hers was better than mine. But
I tend to just what I do is ignore the specs and just run it anyway.
To be fair, it has been running fine. Yeah. I've had one or two issues where it kicked me off.
Mine does that sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not really understand why.
It's just because they've just not coded the game properly again.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm still getting used to the game. But I did start universe mode, a superstar universe mode. You know, when you're only a superstar. Started as Cesaro.
Have we got any details on the Terry Peters Rest Around?
Absolutely no idea. I need to find some funny people. Lou stole my idea. I was going to do Boris Johnson versus Maggie Thatcher, but
I've not had Maggie Thatcher in. I'm not going to go that far. Christ.
Get Rishi Sunak on there. He deserves a beating.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there's about 200 and odd of them that deserve a bloody beating. Do you see that dickhead yesterday who was a Nottingham Forest fan? Tweeting out saying, no, he's buying a meal deal, but he ain't breaking the rules. It's because there are no fucking rules at the moment, you prick. Sorry, bastards. But anyway, that's another story for another day.
Yes. So I think what Piers is trying to say is, keep listening out.
Yeah,
There'll be more news coming.
We'll make you aware.
Any idea on when you're going to be streaming?
No idea. I'm very unprepared for this. I've also found out that showcase mode is nigh on impossible.
It's piss easy.
I've not tried it actually.
The thing is, I'm trying to do all the objectives rather than just win the match.
Yeah, it's easy.
Is it though?
Yeah, I've pretty much got all the achievements for the game near on, not far off.
Completed it.
There's just a few that I'm missing. I need to do my rise with a female wrestler to get the kind of remaining ones.
Not even done that yet.
Yeah, I've spammed it all. I've spammed the game to death. To be fair,
what's my play hours on at the moment? Before we finish, what am I on at the moment? 3.3 hours. So I need to up that.
Rookie numbers.
They are rookie numbers. I've only had the game a week.
Yeah, rookie numbers.
A week.
Need to get those
it's only half an hour a day. You can see that tonight after this, after the recording, after the main show.
Get some people downloaded. Get yourself a universe mode. So
I've got some achievements. Would you like to know my achievements?
Yeah, what?
Okay. Who's that jumping out of the sky? Complete one objective in showcase mode. Step into action and complete your first match in universe as a superstar mode. Fight forever, kick out of a pin after being hit with a finisher. Player mode versus AI. Gulak Academy graduate, finish the tutorial. First of many, win a match. Show must go on, book your first show in my GM. And keeper of words, fulfill promise to a superstar in my GM.
We've got at least one more achievement than Lou of
win a match.
Win a match.
To fair, did I? I think I only won one match last show. Barney was the only one where I actually won. Not a great showing for me on Wednesday. Not really better than that. Promise.
Right, we will leave it there, gentlemen. But on Wednesday, change the scheduling once again. We are coming with a tier list this time. We've not done a tier list for a while. And we're not, well, it is wrestling related, but it's also game related. We are coming with a wrestling games tier list, which is a mixture of ECW, WWE, and WCW across many
on TNA.
Consoles.
Yes, TNA again. Fire Pro Wrestling, please. Simpsons Wrestling.
I was just about to say Simpsons Wrestling.
I don't think they're in there, but we'll add them in somewhere.
Yes, we will.
We'll just add them in as honorary mentions because, to be fair, Legends of Wrestling is in there and Backyard Wrestling.
There's a couple of others as well. There's that new game. It's like an 8-bit one.
Retromania.
Retromania. We'll shove that in there as well.
Yeah, we'll add them in. If that sounds like your thing, come and listen to us on Wednesday. And if those universe modes sound like your thing, come join us at twitch.tv/restaurant on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Join in, come say hello, give us a follow, and get a flash of Terry Taco. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us as well.
Thank you very much.
Scoopel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. We forgot to fucking say Scoopel again, didn't we? I haven't been here. It's been Lou. Anyway, yeah, Scoopel's here. Hi, everyone.
Bob, you can fuck off.
Not glorious.
And we'll see you on Wednesday for the tier list.